Roxanne here, Content Director with Whirlidurb, and I want to welcome you to one of our episodes of our Content Connections. I'm so excited. We're talking with educators from zoos, museums, and cultural institutions about how they're using technology to support their educational initiatives and their outreach programming. And today, I'm very, very excited about this. We have with us Laura Orsini, who is the distance learning instructor at the Columbus Zoo in Columbus, Ohio. So welcome, Laura.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and talk to everybody about our program.
All right. Well, I see somebody else that's pretty famous from Columbus Zoo on late night programs. So I know you're going to tell us about that. So tell us a little bit about the Columbus Zoo and what you do there.
All right. Well, I am the distance learning instructor here at the Columbus Zoo, so I deal with schools and teach them about animals and habitats through video conferencing, webinars, and programs such as those. The Columbus Zoo overall is a very large zoo. We have about 10,000 individual animals here at our zoo. That covers about 575 species of animals. So if you're looking for something here at the zoo, you're definitely going to find it here at our zoo. We're kind of a unique facility in that if you come to the zoo, you can also come to the water park that we have adjacent to our zoo. We also have a golf course across the street from our zoo, all kind of under one umbrella of the Columbus Zoo. So it is a unique feature. And our goal here at the zoo, our mission is to lead and inspire by connecting people and wildlife. So we like to do that through all of our education programs and through showing animals to students who may not have seen them before. So it's a really fun job and it's a fun place to work, that's for sure.
That is. I love how you said to lead and inspire. I love to connect with people and kind of learn what their passion is, and I think that is one of the core foundations of what makes an excellent teacher is that passion and that being able to inspire their students. Well, you said you're a zoo, and you told me, okay, water park, golf course. I mean, this sounds amazing. It sounds like a great facility, but I'm down here in Texas, and it would be very hard for me to, bring my students to visit you guys. But I've been to zoos, and I know what it's like to take a group of kids to the zoo, and so I know we see animals, and we, smell animals, and we get to touch things. So I'm very familiar with that. But when I connect to you through video conferencing, what could a teacher expect? Are you just going to take me and walk me through your zoo? I mean, can you talk to us about what is a video conference program with the Columbus Zoo? What could I expect?
Sure. With our programs, we like to kind of do it in a studio setting, and we like to focus on a lesson. Because we know that teachers really want something that's going to have content that they can put into their curriculum. So we incorporate the love of animals and the excitement that animals brings to students, but also incorporating a lesson such as nocturnal animals or animal habitats. So basically when teachers would sign up for a program, they would kind of focus on a core subject, and we would create a program kind of based on that. So for animal habitats, they would receive materials in their classroom. So this would be a color booklet that we would have all printed out for them. They wouldn't have to print anything out. They would just hand those out to the students, and the students use those during the program with me. So I would use a document camera to kind of show them the booklet while we're doing the lesson. It's highly interactive, which is great because they can see me and hear me at the zoo, and I can see them and hear them in their classroom in Idaho. So it really doesn't matter where they're coming from. They're still going to be able to come to the zoo. We use a lot of animal footage here at the zoo, videos of the animals. And the reason we do that is because a lot of times if we want to look at an animal live, they might be asleep or they might be off the screen. So that's not going to be as exciting and engaging as showing a video of the bears fishing or a bird flying. So we like to use high quality footage. And we also have the ability to bring a live animal for most of our programs. Of course, for our penguins program, we can't bring a penguin, but for most of the programs, we are able to bring a small animal. And again, it's highly interactive. The students can ask questions. They can, comment. They can see the animal. So it's a really fun way to incorporate those animal subjects within the classroom. So that's definitely the reason why a lot of people do video conferencing, because they can find a lot of different subjects, but not have to travel in order to do so. So it's a great opportunity.
Okay, I have to ask, do you happen to have a live animal there with you? Can you show us?
Yes, I'm going to switch to my other screen here just so I can get my friend out. This might be a screen that we might use to show the animal. So give me 1 second here. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you, and I'm just, in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's not a penguin, but what would she have there? Maybe.
All right, let me switch my mic off real quick, and then I'll be right back.
All right, so as Laura's going to get the live animal, I just want to recap. Sounds like all of the programs are going to be aligned with a core subject area. They're going to be using some high quality video footage in addition to live animals with their programs. Teachers, you're going to get a packet that comes to you, so there's no preparation. You're going to have materials to hand out to your students. There's going to be enough materials for 35 students, and you can request additional ones. There's a fee for additional program materials. And that is kind of some things we can expect from the Columbus Zoo. So Laura, I kind of recapped what you shared with us.
All right, so here's my animal. This might be an example of an animal that we might show to students. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. This is my friend Newman. He is an eastern screech owl. You can kind of get a good view of him here. If he'll turn his head towards the camera. Obviously, we can't make the animals do things, but kind of let them kind of do things on their own. So he's an animal native to Ohio. So again, if you're from Texas, you may not be able to have an opportunity to see this type of animal. So he is actually a full-grown owl. He just looks a little bit like a juvenile owl, but this is how big they get. They're very small. So again, it's a great way to connect to a live nocturnal animal when you're using that for a program. So the students really love seeing that in real time and being able to ask questions about the animal.
Okay, so Laura, which programs do you use? What was his name again?
Newman.
Newman. Which programs would we see Newman in?
Most likely either the animal habitats. So he is a North American animal, so we do focus on North America for that one. We may use him for a nocturnal animals program to talk about how he, can see in the dark and hunts for his food at night. So both of those programs are actually something that you may see Newman on. We don't have a specific animal for each specific program just because our animals are used for various programs here at the zoo. So, but we do try to correspond the animal to the subject that we're talking about.
Okay, that is nice. Now, how did you learn to work with animals? Did it just come working at the zoo, or did you do that before you became the educator at the zoo?
I did not. I am actually trained as a teacher, so I was used to working with students, but when I came here to the zoo, this was something new that I had to learn how to do. So we have people who are familiar with working with animals, and they train us on how to use these certain animals. So I just took some practice, and these animals are used to working with people, so it is an easy thing to kind of learn, but not formally trained with how to use animals. So.
Okay, that is really nice. I could see where students would be engaged with that, because actually you can almost see better than if you had, your 40 students, a couple classes there at the zoo to, push toward the exhibits to see the animals. So that's a nice difference there.
Really zoom in, so you can really see Newman pretty well. Oh, I guess I'm zoomed in as far as I can go, but yeah, it gives the students a really good view of that animal. So sometimes we put an animal on the document camera to give them a up-close view. Sometimes we have them kind of out on the camera, so it just depends on what it is.
So what do you think, what's the power of that real-time video conference? What makes that, how do you use your technology and your animals to create that powerful learning experience for the students?
I definitely say that interactive video conferencing is a lot different than, say, just going on and watching a video online. On a video, you might see a lot of neat things and learn a lot of neat things, but if you're curious about something, you might not necessarily get to ask questions about it. So with these programs, students can ask whatever questions they want. It can be about the animal, it can be about our zoo. If they're curious about distance learning, they can ask a question. So it's really personalized to them. And also with video conferencing, teachers love the fact that if they're studying a particular animal, we might be able to find more pictures of the animal or take more footage of that animal and incorporate into their program and kind of customize it for them. So it really is a unique experience for each classroom.
Okay, that is really nice. So last one, then we'll put Newman up. What's some feedback you've heard from students or teachers after they do a video conference with you?
We send out a survey after each program just to make sure that everything went well and kind of what they liked, or if something didn't work, how we can change it. But there's a lot of good feedback as far as, adjusting the programs for different age groups. That's really important. You don't want to talk to kindergartners like you talk to high schoolers. You want to, craft that for the classroom and for the students. And they really, and video, it just seems to be that are the biggest thing. And the interactive materials seems to be they really respond to. They don't have to prepare anything, something for the students to actually hold on to in the program. I actually have an example here of what the booklet might look like. So it's just something like half sheet full of pages, and they kind of flip through that and use a tool to do some activity kind of with me during the program. So something easy for teachers to get together.
All right, so now Laura, I got a couple more questions for you. So you want to keep Newman with you, or do you want to put him up?
You know what, my arm is tired, so I'm going to pop him back real quick. And I'm just going to switch my screen while I do that, so just give me 1 second.
All right, well, as you put Newman back, one of the things that I did notice, Laura, that you mentioned was the difference of the interactive video conferencing compared to just watching a video. And I think that's what we need to do as educators, is to be able to select the appropriate medium to really craft the interactions so that we know that we're achieving our educational goals. And I love how you mentioned that when students are curious, that is a great moment for learning to occur, is, with that curiosity and to be able to answer those questions. So if you would talk to us a little bit about the cost of your programs, grade levels, and I know you've got information on the web, but just kind of general so we could get a sense of that. Sure.
I will pop to my computer here. And if you go to columbuszoo.org, O-R-G, this is our main website, and let's see if this is zoomed. This is zoomed in a little bit. So if you click on Learn at the Zoo, Education Programs, and then we specifically deal with schools. So we click on Schools. It'll take you to all of our school programs. If you just scroll down to the Distance Learning section, there's me, so you know you got the right part. And all of our programs have links to them, and those are linked to the standards. So these are all aligned with Ohio life science standards, as well as the new next generation science standards for the national standards. So they do really fit within the curriculum, and it gives a little kind of description of what the programs are. As far as availability, this year we are doing November through March. We are on-demand scheduling, so if you need to schedule a program on a Tuesday at 10:51 a.m., we can do that if it's available. And our scheduling says Monday through Thursday, but if you absolutely need a Friday and we're available, we're more than happy to do that. So it's real flexible as far as the scheduling goes, and I do all the scheduling, so if you call, you're going to deal just with me. I do all the scheduling, I do most of the teaching, so you aren't going to deal with a bunch of different people. And our pricing is $150 per video conference. That's going to be 45 minutes for all programs, and that will also include enough materials for up to 35 students. And we do allow you to double up on your classrooms. We usually allow up to about 50 to 60 students in one session. So if you need extra materials to supplement, you can purchase those for a $30 fee.
That is nice to know. Okay, so recap there, your programs are aligned to the Ohio standards and then the next generation science standards. Good. So we always like to know what the curriculum connections are there. So November through March, Monday through Thursday, but they can contact you if that doesn't work, and you'll work something out for them. So now, Laura, as we finish up here, Is it true that Jack Hanna is at your zoo? And then tell us how to find out more, your shameless self-promotion. So
Sure.
tell us the
Sure.
Jack Hanna thing and then how we can get more information.
Well, for those of you who know who Jack Hanna is, he is the famous director that we had who kind of rejuvenated the zoo back in the 70s and has been on lots of TV shows. He's had Animal Adventures, and now his show is Emmy-winning, is Into the Wild. That's his current show. And he still is very, very much active with our zoo. He's called a director emeritus, so he's kind of the face of the Columbus Zoo. So you'll see him still on David Letterman and on the Good Morning America show, and so he's really, really active still in the zoo. So it is great to have him as kind of our representative. And if anybody wants to learn anything more about our programs, you again can go to columbuszoo.org, O-R-G, and if you're interested in coming to the zoo, there's all the trip information. If you want to do a video conference, make sure you click on Learn at the Zoo and education program information. So I think that should be about it. But it really is a fun job, and I love connecting to students, and it's different every day, so I love it.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So today on our Content Connections, we visited with Laura Orsini from the Columbus Zoo. And quick recap, they've got live animals. Their programs are standards-based. You can double up your classes, materials that come with the program for up to 35 students. Additional ones you can purchase to go with those. And Laura, I just want to thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Well, hopefully this has been informative, and in the show notes I'll have links to everything that Laura mentioned, so you'll be able to find out more information about the live interactive video conferencing programs from the Columbus Zoo. Thank you so much.